Hey everyone, so I am going to do a MAC palette overview, basically showing you all my powdered eyeshadows from MAC, because obviously I have a lot of cream shadows from MAC, I have all the paint pots, but this is specifically the powdered eyeshadows. I love MAC eyeshadows, and I got this request to do this from my everyday makeup or my everyday foundation routine video that I did, because I used one of the eyeshadows as a highlight on my cheekbone, and then someone, because I showed the palette in the video, someone asked me to do an overview on my MAC palette. My storage has changed for my MAC eyeshadows. I keep them in here, and then I have one that I haven't depotted that's just like in the pot. I keep them in here now because I used to store them in quads, and I still have all the empty quads, but you know, just the 4 ones, and I found that I would favor one palette, or I'd make one palette of my 4 favorites and then just use that. So I was kind of favoring eyeshadows and didn't use the other ones. So I needed to, I just realized my window's open and I need to shut it. Hold on. Hopefully it's a little bit quieter now. It's kind of loud because the main road is right outside my window. Anyway, so I realized that I was favoring eyeshadows and I needed to put them all together, so I would reach for more specifically, because there were ones I'd use, but it was so inconvenient to just get them out of the drawer when I had the quad, my favorite one, like right in the front, so I would just reach for that. Or other shadows similar, because I wanted to use one, but it was like in the back, and so I just used one from like the Naked palette that was similar or something like that. So I decided to store them this way. Now, these might fall out, and they're not really glued in here. Not all of them are, because I've depotted some of them and don't have magnets to put on them. So some of them are a little slip and slide in here. Yeah, some of them might fall out. Anyway, so I don't really know how to show you. I guess I'll hold this for one. This is what my eyeshadows look like. I'm going to do all the swatches on my blog with photography because I feel like it's better viewed in photos than in film. So I'll probably swatch a few of them on my fingers, but nothing really in depth. Actually, I may go through them and swatch them on my fingers, which I better get a tissue ready. So that way you can at least see a little bit of them in the video if you don't want to go check out my blog for pictures. But I will have all the pictures of swatches on my blog for these eyeshadows. And then I have the one little random one. So I don't know the name of one of them, but when we get to that, we'll get to that. Actually, yeah, I still don't know. I don't even remember the eyeshadow name. That is okay. We'll start with the lighter shades. I don't really know how to show you without them falling out. I think I can hold it like this. Okay, so here we have Nylon, Naked Lunch, Blanc Type, and Brule. We have Gleam, All That Glitters, Coquette, and no, this is Gleam and this is Honey Lust. The Honey Lust is the more brown one and Gleam is the more pink one. They're both lusters. I never use them, but I have them in here. I use them sometimes. This is Amber Lights and Sumptuous Olive. This is Cork, and this is the one that I don't know the name of. If that looks like anything that you recognize, let me know what you think the name of that is, because I don't know what it is. This is Shale. Oh, and this is one of the ones I depotted, so the name's like not on the back. Shale, Copperplate, Satin Taupe, Era. This is Antiqued. This is Woodwinked, Sketch, Twinks, and Carbon. This is a Stila eyeshadow in Mahogany. In case you're curious, I don't have a proper way to store it, so I just put it in my palette because it fits fine. Again, it's not magnetized. It's just kind of like glued, stuck in there. So yeah, that's that. So those are all the eyeshadows that I have, and then the one that I have not quite depotted yet is Embark, which looks like this. And these two here are extremely similar. So Mahogany or Embark, they're pretty much the same color, but Embark's one of my favorites. Now I'm going to go over and swatch my top 5 recommended eyeshadows, because I know that's like a huge thing with a lot of people, is like recommending a top 5. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I know what they are. The first one I'm going to recommend is Carbon, and I know that's really boring for a lot of people because Carbon is just black and there's a lot of different colors. But I really like Carbon. I use it every day, basically every day. I use it to darken up looks with the outer V, and I use it as eyeliner on the lid. It doesn't swatch very opaque at all. It's rather sheer for an eyeshadow. So there is Carbon. The next one I would recommend is one I'm wearing today with Antiqued, and that is Twinks. And I'm not sure what Twinks is finish-wise. All the information will be on my blog, though. So if you're really curious, I don't know if that's focused or not. There we go. So Twinks is like a red tone brown, and that is what it looks like. I'll compare it to Antiqued because they're similar, but Antique's more red. It's more of a copper. So this one here is Antiqued, and this is Twinks. So they're similar. I actually layered these today. So this one I put on first as a base with a 217 brush. This one I put on just on the lid with a 239 type brush. So I just got that on my white sheet. Anyway, moving on. The next one I would recommend, obviously, this is my #1 favorite MAC eyeshadow. If I'm going to recommend any MAC eyeshadow, it's going to be this one. And that is Satin Taupe. So this is what it looks like. Obviously it's my most used, my most loved. I use it almost every day. It's my favorite color ever. I need to get a backup because I'm doing Project Pan here soon, so that's that. And there's a quick little swatchy-roo of it. So it's like a perfect taupe purple frosty finish. It's just amazing. Then I would recommend Era, which for some people is going to be kind of boring, and this one's actually stuck in my palette, so I have to show you in the palette, but it's this one here. It's the only other shadow I've hit pan on. So it's like a neutral brown. It's a satin finish. That's what it looks like. Really kind of boring, but honestly either by itself or used on the brow bone is amazing because it's the perfect amount of definition to give you just a pulled together eye. It's the perfect brown. It's the perfect blending shade if you like to blend with shadow. I highly recommend it. And then the last one I would recommend is actually the one that's in the pot, and it's Embark. This is a matte finish. I'll swatch it for you. Sorry about that. So that's what it looks like in the pot, and then that is a swatch. It is the most creamy brown, creamiest red brown. I mean, if you have blue eyes or light eyes, this is gonna look so gorgeous on you. So that is Embark, and it's my favorite. If I had to give one more, no, wait, that's only 4. I got another one. The last one in my top 5 is Blanc Type because it's skin toned, and I think skin toned is really necessary if you're going to do a neutral eye because it evens out the skin on the lid, and I use this like all over the lid if I'm going to do a neutral eye. And then I'll just swatch it. It's a matte squared, so it's the most opaque, creamy shadow ever. It is so creamy. Look at how like pigmented that is. The matte squareds are absolutely amazing. The last one I recommend, I'm going to do top 6 because I can't pick, is also a matte squared. Also extremely creamy, and it is Copperplate. This is the best eyeshadow in the world to do like a smoky eye. You just put this all over the lid, get some liner on the bottom, smoked out. It's the best smoky eye ever. Well, at least it's my favorite smoky eye. It depends on your opinion or your preference on smoky eyes, if you like to do like really dark on the upper, really dark on the lower. I mean, both, really depends. But Copperplate's overall a great neutral gray color. It's just the best gray. So that's my MAC eyeshadows, the powdered ones. I don't have too many, but I think I have a pretty good collection. I might be selling some, but I don't know how to ship them, so I'm not really sure. Not all of them I use, I'm going to admit. There's about 3 in here that I'd never touch. 2 of them are luster finishes, and those are not my favorite kinds. I didn't know when I bought them because I got those last year when I first got into MAC, so that's why I didn't really know about lusters. They have a lot of fallout, that's why I don't like them, so I stick with the Veluxe Pearls, Frosts, and matte squareds. And I love the satins. Satin's one of my favorite ever. I mean, Shale is also a really good color that I'd recommend, which is glued in here, but I wonder if I can get it out. Yeah, okay, I got it out. I accidentally broke it when I was trying to depot it, so that's why it's a little funky, but Shale is also a really beautiful satin finish. A lot of people describe it as a brown, but does that look brown? To me it looks purple. Pixie Woo used this in their Kate Middleton makeup tutorial, and I had it before then, so that's a swatch of it. Again, highly, highly recommend it. I'm not going to recommend the typical ones like Woodwinked or All That Glitters. They're great. They're not my favorites. I like the more smoky colors, the neutral colors. They're my favorites personally, so I would build a quad from those instead. So that's all I have for my MAC eyeshadows. Make sure you check the link below for more pictures of swatches and more pictures of the eyeshadows in general. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please leave video responses of your MAC collection things, whether it's eyeshadows or whatever, and I'll watch them and enjoy them, and I hope you guys liked, and I'll see you next time. Bye. In a minute. Like that.